Welcome everyone to today's video where we're taking a look at the OG Vader from Spark a Rebellion, the Vader that began it all, and throwing him in with a green base. Well folks, I have to feel a little nostalgic, mainly because we are growing ever closer to rotation. And with rotation, we will lose Spark, Shadow, and Twilight. So I think right now it's a good time. Let's take a look at some of those older leaders with the cards we currently have in the game, because once we rotate, Premier is only going to have Jump to Light Speed, Legends of the Force, Secrets of Power, and a Lawless Time, once of course Lawless Time officially drops. And of course Vader will be an eternal leader. Now again, we don't know how the Eternal Landscape's going to look or anything like that, because currently I do think that once Eternal happens, Fantasy Flight's going to unban everything that is not currently in Premier and just go hog wild with it and see what happens maybe in the first couple months, and then reban a whole bunch of stuff that's broken. I expect Jango Fett to go back to being there. I expect probably Force Throw to go back being there. I probably expect maybe TDR to go back being there. But nonetheless, that, of course, is a future format that we don't really have to worry about right now and this moment in time. Once March 6th once March 6th comes, then yes, we will have to worry about Eternal formats and what they're going to do with that. So, let's take a look at our Vader, our deck, and then jump to Caravans for our best 2 out of 3. Vader from Spark states on his front side, pay 1, tap him. If you play a ability unit this phase, me to do 1 damage to a unit and 1 damage to a base. You can ping your own guys with that 1 damage to a unit, and then you could ping the other damage to your opponent's base. That's very important because you can combo that with say, the Super Laser Tech to kill the Super Laser Tech to put it into your resources ready so that you can ramp. We are in green here. It's arguable for me whether or not green or blue really should be the color for this Vader. I could see people playing blue because that gives you access to Power of the Dark Side, gives you access to some of the good kill cards like Rival's Fall and Takedown, and maybe Fell the Dragon is like a side deck card. I see a lot of people have now really just dropped that and have run more Rival's Fall and more of Takedowns. And then, of course, if you really need to get into the late game, you do have access to Super Laser Blast to just wipe the board clean and reset the game state. So you can do that as well. But I'm going to go with the green ideology. I think green really works for this Vader, especially because to flip him over, you need 7 or more resources. So preferably you should be ramping to get up a little faster to flip him rather than blue's more slow grow game style, which there's nothing wrong with grind game with the blue saw engine. I just think this Vader works a little better if you can ramp him. But anyways, when you flip him for 7, he is a 5/8 that on his backside on attack deal 2 damage to a unit. So we are, like I said, running a green base, so we have a green strategy alongside of our red strategy. So for the rest of our deck, we have triple Corrupt Politician. If we control, while you control more units than your opponent, this gains Sentinel. Again, we're running a lot of 1-drops in here so that we can utilize Vader's effects on our turn 1 play. And then we're running triple Death Star Stormtrooper, triple First Order Stormtrooper, triple HK-47, triple Imperial Dark Trooper, double Admiral Ozzel from the Hoth Battle of Hoth set. When defeated, each opponent discards a card from their hand. Not only is this good to kill off with the Vader effect, it's also good to swing in that 3 damage at one of your opponent's things and kill them off, and then force your opponent to discard. Nonetheless, it's still good to punch in for that 3 damage as well. Triple Chancellor Palpatine to plot out and play when we flip for the turn. Triple Super Laser Tech because we need to ramp. Double Darth Vader with the 5/7 Ambusher. When play, search top 10 cards of your deck for any number of ability units with a combined cost of 3 or less, and play each of them for free. 2 Maul for the Ambush and Overwhelm. We don't care about the on-tax skill because we don't have anything else that is Underworld in this deck. And then finally 2 Reinforced Walkers because again we are running Timely Intervention. So Timely Intervention, a Reinforced Walker is really good because then we can just immediately use it to punch into our opponent in the face with it, so that we can get both the Wind Plate and on attack triggers to help us heal or help us draw. For our space units, we're bearing a very small space package of triple TIE Fighter, triple Ruthless Raider, and double Devastator. Again, Refrigerator, when played, when defeated, deal 2 damage to an enemy base and 2 damage to an enemy unit. Once again, kind of another thing you can time intervention. And then we have the Double Devastator. Remember, you assign all indirect damage to your opponent. The only other indirect damage we actually have in this deck is the First Order Stormtrooper. And then when played, deal 4 indirect damage to each opponent. So you basically can kill something at their board or push it right onto their base. For our events, triple timely intervention, so we can basically ambush most of our things in here. We do have the smuggle, which is pretty nice, so we can put this as our resource, smuggle it out. Now, mind you, if you want to smuggle it out and play a reinforced blocker, it will cost you 10 to do that. But you could always be on 9 to play the 1 for timely and then timely in the reinforced blocker. Double open fire to do 4 damage to any unit. Triple resupply, because like I said, again, we need to be able to ramp to get the 7 faster than our opponent. And then finally, triple overwhelming barrage to give our friendly unit +2/+2 for the phase, and then deal damage equal to its power divided among units your opponent controls. I know a lot of people will be happy with OB does not exist in the format anymore in Premiere. Most of our targets here will be the Vader anyways, because we want to pump up the Vader so we can swing heavy, though we could also put on our reinforced walker, the Maul, or the other Vader as well. And then finally, 2 Vader's Lightsaber. This is really good right now to equip with the Vader. When played, if the attached unit is Darth Vader, you may deal 4 damage to a ground unit, giving us a +3/+1 on that, and being able to deal 4 damage to a single ground unit is very nice. Comboing that, of course, with the Vader on swing. For sideboard, I'm putting in 1 extra open fire just in case we need to deal a little bit more damage to something else, like we need to give 1 more extra ping there. Triple Cham Sedula if we happen to be playing against a ramp strategy that is ramping faster than us. We can put in Chams here, because when played and the opponent controls more resources than you, put the top card of your deck into play as a resource. A great way to just allow us to resource and ramp ourselves up a little faster if our opponent is ramping faster than us. Not mentioning it is a 5/4 body as well. 2 𝐒𝐓𝐾𝐄 to if we flip Vader, we can go 𝐒𝐓𝐾𝐄 to allow us to swing with the Vader, which is pretty nice. 2 Crate Dragon if we just get into some very strange gummy game states that we can just drop a Crate Dragon to immediately punch our opponent in the face. We do have the time intervention, so technically you could time intervention a Crate Dragon out on your 10th, on your resource 10 or on your resource 11. And then finally, 2 of the Green Devastator with Sentinel Overwhelm, and then when played, deal damage to a unit equal to the number of resources you control. So if we need some big spaceship to come down to murk 1 single guy off the board, then that's what we're going to then bring in this Devastator for. So that is my Vader Spark Green deck. Let's jump to Carabas for that, the best 2 out of 3. Alrighty, folks, here we go. Our game will be against Yoda Data Vault. Alright, that's a pretty fun one. Yoda Data Vault right now seeing some really good play in the format. Pretty fun one. It's going to be a difficult matchup for us for sure. And this hand needs to get mulligan. I would like to see some kind of ramp. That's not great ramp. I guess it's something. Alright, opponent looks like they'll be going first here. We're going to put out this guy, and then we're going to, of course, trigger the effect on the Vader, and then we will pass. We'll put the timely away. That is pretty nice to see the super laser tech here. That does give us a body we can swing into their base, as well as ramp potential. Okay, they're just going to knock that out. We're just going to go for the super laser tech. Spark of Hope to put a unit that died into their resources, and then Yoda's effect triggers here. They're going to look at the top card of their deck. They can then put a card on top or bottom of the deck. They put a card on the top of their deck. Let's put the Imperial Dark Trooper away. Swing on the base. Queen Amidala's out. Bring this out. Vader effect. Kill this to ping this. Then trigger to put that into the resources. And then we'll put out a Corrupt Politician and we'll pass. Resupply, we can bring out Vader this turn. Put that away. Alright. Kill the spy. Kill the spy. We have Sentinel now because we have more bodies than he does. As long as he doesn't play another official. Another Spark. I will go for my resupply. We have nothing to bring out via resources, so no plots. We are both able to bring ourselves out. He can't rivals fall me this turn because it's near impossible. So it'll matter on exactly what he wants to do here, because again, once I drop Vader, I technically have full. Okay, so he's going to put a card on top of his deck. We are going to then deploy Vader Man. We didn't play a villainy card this turn. We went and, of course, used resupply. He can't rivals fall me, by the way, and he would need a 8-cost card to drop on the board to even do any form of damage to me. I guess I'll just push all of that into her. I mean, if he wants to kill the Mina, fine by me. He'd have to immediately be able to show the double green, 1 white to get the draw 1. Yeah, I don't know what I'm resolving. Oh, 𝐒𝐓𝐾𝐄 47. All right, he took the initiative, swing on it, deal 2 damage, pass. We'll put actually the 𝐒𝐏𝐾 away with the Devastator. The only thing is if he's got a Rival's Fall in hand right now. Yep, Rival's Fall, 1 damage, and then the 3 there. Paying an extra damage from the 𝐒𝐏𝐾. Now he's already burnt his Rival's Fall to kill the Vader off. Now I have, of course, the Devastator in the sky, which is now lethal. He's going to go for the Yoda effect. The only problem... Well, I guess no, he can't bring out Luke this turn because Luke is a 6-cost. So ping 2. I still have a Sentinel up, so this Yoda would have to flip and then kill this, which is very possible. That's very possible for the Yoda to do. Pass. No, I think we're going to just go to done. I don't think there's a purpose to wasting, so yep. Kill that. Swing for 2. I want to know what he's doing first. I don't want to just drag out a Ruthless Raider or this Vader and make them pointless. I could do the 𝐒𝐍𝐿, but Okay, so that comes out. He's going to kill that. We're going to go for the Vader. We'll look at the top 10 first. Hey, look at that. We can go for another Sentinel. We can go for these both. Play the cards. Trigger effect. Hit that for 5. He has to then run into this. And if he does, he goes to 7. I potentially just burn the Vader effect to ping him for 1 more extra damage. All right, take down. 1 damage, 1 damage. There, we'll just claim the initiative. I have the Ruthless Raider to ping him. We'll go to done. Ruthless Raider, kill. That's 𝐒𝐏𝐾 there. I mean, this is game right here with the 𝐒𝐏𝐾 and the Stormtrooper. He'd have to go back and back to hit. Okay, so he does have the Luke here. He can use, of course, the Luke's -6/-6 here because he did kill something. All right. Hit that. I mean, what else is he going to do? There's he has to claim the initiative here to deal me the damage. We can use the effect to ping 1. TIE Fighter out, pass, and then done. I mean, he hits the base for 6. He heals 3, but that's not really going to be enough. So that basically wins me the game. All right, on the game number 2 here after we side. All right, we're dealing with a Yoda, so let's put in our Crate Dragons. I think, honestly, let's get in another copy of Open Fire. We're going to drop the 𝐒𝐍𝐿s. And I think for the Open Fire, I think I'm going to drop a First Order Stormtrooper. I think after that, I think we're fine. Yeah, all right, we're going to go to ready now. All right, the Crate Dragons are definitely going to be our win con for this. We're going to keep this hand. This is actually a really good one for us here. We'll do these 2. Because we actually have the resupply on our hand side here. All right, we're going to go this. We will trigger the Vader, ping and ping, pass, put Timely away. The Vader's nice in hand right now. Good for a late game push. Now, if we could see 1 more ramp card, I think that'd be great. I could definitely see like putting Resupply Carrier in here as well. The big question is, does he send the Mina at the Death Star Stormtrooper here? No, he's going to go for a Village Protectors. All right. Resupply. And we're just going to claim. All right, we can put this away. Funny enough, we have the resupply again. And then we are able to do a couple other things we want to. Because we could do HK. Well, technically, we can drag out Vader this turn and just have a Vader swinging around, which is kind of crazy if you ask me. Resupply. Meaning next turn, we drag Vader out. We can drag HK out this turn as well. I think that's really best right now. And then we had Vader. We can then do Vader next turn, Chancellor Palpatine. We can go HK. I mean, we're just taking that little chip damage. There's not really a purpose to worry about little chip damage. Resupply goes to 5, but I'm at 7 now on my next turn. We can put this Stormtrooper away. And then we can go for Vader. Deploy the Vader. Trigger Chancellor Palpatine. Make bodies for days. We'll probably swing the HK to knock out the Village Protector's shield. I'm not too afraid of the HK getting hit there. So he's now going to knock out a spy. We go HK there, knock out the shield. The Mina has to go after the other spy. And again, he can Rivals Fall here if he saw it. Which again, I suppose he's playing at least 2 to 3 in a 60-card deck. I know for a fact he's playing 2 to 3. We do, funny enough, have to swing on this, and then we immediately can murk it. Unfortunately, we have to swing at the Sentinel first. That is game mechanics that are demanding we do that. We still have plenty of resources to open fire something off the board state, if need be. And we still have a Vader, and we have this, if need be. So that's... Okay, so that's going to come down. What are we swinging at? I suppose we're swinging to attack the Vader. All right, okay, so the Mina doesn't technically kill me. I don't think it's worth using the open fire here. Okay. We're gonna put the Maul. Yeah, let's put the... I'm gonna go and put that Ruthless Raider. I find more value in the Maul than I do the Ruthless Raider. All right, so he just took down Vader there. All right. So let's do this. Look at the top. That's pretty nice. We can play both of these. Trigger to ambush. And then I will just resolve first, pinging his base for 1. He gets the Mina draw. He'd have to disclose to me if he has it. Okay, so he did not, because he played resupply to their resources. They did not show me a guy for, all right, we're going to pass. I think we can just go to done here. The problem is, again, if to use this Vader effect, we have to burn it. Oh, that's a big... That is a big Bo-Katan. By the way, she gives, of course, everything -3 for the turn. That's a big Bo-Katan. We'll put 7 damage on it. It's a big honkin' Bo-Katan. By the way, it gets another marker there because of it. All right, how in the name of everything? By the way, it's when an enemy unit is defeated, give an experience token to anything. Ping it for 1 more, ping it for 1. Because I can pump this up to 5, 6, 7. Okay, so as long as well, those Vader's going to die to this Yoda, because he's just going to flip the Yoda and kill me with it. Oh, he's going to just claim. All right. Swing, pass. I guess it's just matters on what the heck I want to do here. I'm going to put another Raider away. That did really hurt there, folks. Ouch. Pump up the Vader. throw it all onto her and get rid of Bo-Katan. Well, all right. Well, that's dead. Soft pass. Let's see what he's doing. Okay, he just took the initiative. We don't need that anymore. All right. What do we want to do now? Devastator. Just remove that off the board altogether. We don't have a unit to ping, but we'll ping the base. Bring that out. Yoda now, hitting for 4, restore. Or, okay, nah, hasn't hit just yet. We'll put another timely away. Man, if we had 2 more, we could actually, fun enough, play both of these characters. Let's see. What have we lost? We still have access to, I think, a couple more of our senators. Our corrupted senators, which is pretty nice. Let's go to Vader. Look at top 3. Unfortunately, nothing. I guess we can play those 2. There's both our crate dragons, by the way, that just flew out of our everything. Hit that for 5. We just lost both crates. All right. Well, I can assure you we ain't getting over that fat Yoda. Dealing direct damage to my opponent, they could take it on the base. Yeah, no, we're not dealing with that big fat Yoda. All right, game number 2. All right, we're going to go first in this second game here. Well, I guess the big question is, like, we're not really getting to 10. We're getting to 9. That's like our limit. I think this is fine. I think we're ready. We're going to go myself. Ooh, okay. Some good things here. We're going to keep. We got resupply and a super laser tech. We're going to put away. Put away these both. We'll drop the politician. Ping 1, because we have to ping a unit. Pass. All right. Death Star Stormtrooper. Resupply. Claim the initiative. They resupplied as well. The unit was defeated, so they do get the Yoda trigger. Put the Death Star Stormtrooper away. Bring this out. We're going to go for Vader's effect. Ping and ping. Trigger. That way we have the ability to go next turn. Woo, we're both threatening next turn. Both our leader spins. We're gonna put this away. All right. From here, let's go Ruthless Raider. Let's ping that for 2. Let's just get the Raider out right now. The Vader lightsaber really isn't like equivalent to do anything right now. Okay, so he is going to show me for the Mina. Snasty's got that right now in hand. I don't know what blue he has right now in his hand. That's the thing. Killing the Raider, dealing an extra 2 damage to base. We're going to deploy the Vader. I know that's the only thing he can do this turn. All right. And I know for a fact he could have a 7, but I think it's a non-leader unit. Yeah, non-leader, so he can't really hit me. No, we're not going to deal 2 damage to any units. I'm not doing 2 damage myself. Pass. We can put another super laser tech away. We're not going to ever need super laser techs. All right, the big question is, does he got any Bo-Katans? All right, we could just do this. Hit that for 4. We'll have to swing at it with the Vader, unfortunately. But that's just the name of the game to get rid of Typho, because then we just trigger the effect. Because when this unit is attacked, but I think beforehand, before the attack triggers, we resolve my ability first. I believe, yeah, Typho does get to resolve his as well. We still have 5, so we do still have Overwhelming Barrage if need be. Yoda's triggering here. We'll put a Dark Trooper. We're going to put that out. We're going to claim the initiative. By the way, indirect damage does go under the shield, by the way, so we do have that ability to do that. OB, but we have OB, so I think we can go to done here. Let's go OB on this. We can do 9 and 1. Immediately just full Merkut. Just get the Yoda off the board. All right, we can go this. We can put out our Sentinel Spies because we do have our leader out. So then we are going to attack that. I'm going to kill off a spy token. And then we're going to pass. We can put away a TIE fighter. He hasn't seen the rivals fall yet. And I think Bo-Katan is not... No, everybody gets -3 on Bo-Katan. Swinging at me. Taking all the damage. Swing Merc. Because I just have a feeling he's going to kill me with like a takedown here. This feels like a takedown turn. Like full on, he's just going to send a takedown at me. Or he could just go for a Bo-Katan into the sky onto me and then basically Merc me that way. For there, we'll have to wait for the Devastator turn next turn. Pass the Maul. We could kill that with the Maul, but unfortunately that then just powers up Bo-Katan. Just put this away. That Bo-Katan. Had to be the Bo-Katan. You know? It's the one only card there. There goes the Luke Skywalker. Yeah, no, we're dead here. I don't have any way to deal with this Bo-Katan. I'm not seeing, and I can't potentially deal with I mean, there's not much I can do. I can't really use like Maul to kill Bo-Katan. Not much else I can really do, so I guess we can go Reinforce Walker, discard that, so we can heal 3. But there's not really a way for me to really deal with the Bo-Katan. Yeah. Yep, unfortunate. Well, folks, we lost to Yoda Data Vault, but we did force a Game 3 out of it. But again, Yoda Data Vault, like I said, is a very relevant strategy right now because it has access to Bo-Katan. It has access to a lot of things. Unfortunately, we didn't really see our Crate Dragons, which would have been really nice to play when they flipped over their Bo-Katan turns, because then we could have easily done, we could easily have dealt damage. But also, it doesn't help that Yoda's really good at being able to filter the top of your deck, being able to draw a card, then put something on top or bottom of your deck, so you're always filtering your deck for your cards you're looking for. It's just super, super strong. It's really good. I've tried it out at my locals. It's a nasty deck. It's a really good one. If you're going to go PQs, I do not doubt that deck can take games very, very easy with just how good it is of a strategy. If you see what you need to see, you can do it. Now, again, it does help when you get into the control states like I think we had for Game 2 where we were able to get into those control states. I wish we could have been able to drop the Crate Dragon onto him. I think that would have been really good. We did. Lucky enough, we didn't see the Kellen Becks, but we did, of course, see the Bo-Katan, which, again, Bo-Katan in its own right is very dangerous. Being able to give everything -3 onto the board state and basically being able to get an experience token to any unit for every unit defeated is just nasty. But nonetheless, I was really impressed with the deck. I don't think it's meta-relevant before... Well, meta-relevant to the point of, like, I think maybe blue's the way to really play this deck. Now, yes, I know that ramp is really nice, and you can ramp your guy up and get the Vader out quick, and then you can start doing stuff with the Vader. But I think blue really needs to be where you are, in my opinion, just so you can grind out the games, like, against the Yoda Data Vault, being able to grind out those games using cards, like your own blue strategies to immediately start murking stuff off the board state. While you, yes, get into game states where it's not great that they take so long to get your Vader out because you'll have to take 7 turns because you don't have a natural way to ramp in blue. But again, blue gives you that grind game that we can utilize rather than green's nuts. I mean, it can get in there, but once you get to the late game for a lot of these decks, it struggles, as we see with blue. You need to get into the grind game of like the Bo-Katans coming down, especially blue heroic. But nonetheless, I want your guys' opinions down in the comments on my Vader Spark green deck. What would you change? What would you add? And then also on the gameplay, how could I have done that better? What would you have done in that game state and all of that? And while you're commenting, do make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell so you get notified when my videos go live for you. And we'll see you next time on Mama Dragon's TCG.